dealing with you guys and dealing with getting back used to our lives. It's pretty difficult, but down the line, man, I'll go visit them. They could come visit me. I honestly don't have a problem with anybody that was on the show. It's done for me. The people that, I haven't seen some people and been able to apologize, but anybody that was offended by whatever I did, I apologize. I'm 23. I learned from my mistakes. I've grown so much since the beginning of that experience, and I hope that we can move on. And I have nothing bad to say about most of the people now. They come for me and they start talking wild on social media and they want to start all this Twitter beef. All I gotta say is, you all played yourselves. I really don't need to get into that. I'm happy. I'm home. I won. It's over. It's done. I wish everybody the best. But besides that, man, I don't have beef with anything. And mad love to Marlena. I love Marlena. Who had the worst game and who had the best besides you, of course? All right, so let's keep it 100 because that's all I do. I keep it real 1,000%. Matt, the biggest move was eating cereal. Love the guy. Love you, Matt. Your biggest move was eating cereal all summer, and then you got gassed up and you got hyped up. Matt didn't really have an opinion until the end of the game. So, Matt, why? But yeah, Matt is one of the coolest dudes, but if we're keeping it real, Matt didn't really play Big Brother. Raven, Mastermind, you played yourself. Where were you at Mastermind? Raven, you were lost in the sauce half of the season. So, what are you doing? Where are you the Mastermind, boo-boo? You played yourself. Stop. Game players, I think, man, Jesse and Cody were good. Jody was good. Jody was good, but Jody got caught up. It became personal with Jody, and they couldn't see past personal, and that was the sad thing, but they were good. Paul played a spectacular, he's going down as one of the best Big Brother players, no doubt about it. Homeboy did his thing, played the hell out of the house, was in with everybody. It was shocking to see how everybody trusted him. So hands down, best game player. Besides myself, of course, I think my blessing was how underestimated I was and how I was able to keep... the funny thing is that you guys wouldn't see a lot of the things that I was thinking because I wouldn't voice it. I would just think about it in my mind. But man, I was the eyes for... They can say what they want, but I was the eyes for... And when they want to admit it, they can. I was the eyes where I saw a lot of things in a lot of people's gameplay, and I would expose it to Paul and Christmas and say, listen, you guys need to catch on to this, and they wouldn't. And then as it became clearer and clearer, they realized that, Josh has a point. He's not crazy. So the editing, I don't even want to watch back the show because I don't want to watch the edit, but I was the eyes, and I was always onto people's games and always making sure I saw who was aligned with who, and I was exposing people left and right, and I think that played a vital role, and for people to say that we carried you or I got you to that point, listen, if I would have flipped and I would have gone with Cody, the game would have went left and it would have played out a whole different way, and I would have made it to Final 2, and I know that. But nobody carries anybody. If I would have ever been disloyal and changed who I was for a game, then the game would have turned out completely different. But I stuck to my word, I stuck to my loyalty, and I stuck to my friendship, and that's why me and Paul said in Final 2, nobody carried anybody to that point. We helped each other get there, we had each other's back, and that's what really went down. So the edit, I could give a fuck about. The edit played itself. If I would have ever changed who I was for a game, then me and Cody, or I wouldn't have made it to Final 2, I would have been clipped, and that whole house would have flipped. Because all they had to flip was me. But Jess and Cody were not going to get that from me. If people would come and talk to me about Christmas and Paul, they knew that I was never going to entertain that conversation. It was never going to happen. It's not going to happen, and I'm not going to change who I am. I built genuine friendships, but besides that, I stuck to them in the game, and that's why we made it to Final 3, because the three of us had each other's back. Yeah, he had to play that angle with everybody else, respect, and I knew that if it was anybody else, he would have done it, and I knew that. I wasn't naive to that. But at the end of the day, I didn't turn my back on nobody. I kept my word, and I could walk out of the house being extremely happy that I stayed true to myself, and that's it. Alright, give me a second. I just snapped, huh? I went ham. Okay, what was your favorite story from Kevy's Corner? Holy, guys, best storyteller of all time, Kevin. I didn't know how obsessed my family was with Kevin until I got home. They're like, we love Kevin. My family would tune into the live feeds just to hear Kevin's Corners. When we would be like, let's go, Kevin, when is story time? My family would literally be like, we would literally all sign up to the live feed to go hear Kevin's Corner and his stories. So Kevin had a lot of stories, man. He's a great storyteller. And he was, some of them I feel like they were exaggerated, they were gassed up, they were a little hype. But no, he had all. I feel like I would be listening. I would literally tell him, I'm like, dude, it sounds like you're telling me a movie because it's crazy. The stories he would tell us. But and he had a lot of good ones. I can't think of one specifically, but they were all good.